I think I know why you're here. You plan a center island with a range or high-powered cooktop and want a powerful downdraft event. It's good thinking. High CFM for high-output cooking. Perhaps you've seen this in a magazine and like the ability to put cooking in the middle of your kitchen. In this video, I'll show you the highest CFM downdrafts currently on the market. Then you'll learn why none of these will work properly, especially if you cook. So as an added bonus, I'll show you some better options as well as some better ideas for your kitchen. Let's get started. Although I'm not a fan of downdraft, it is better than nothing. Like this inexplicably designed yet nicely styled kitchen with no ventilation. Seriously, it's a 48-inch range with about 100 to 120,000 BTU output with a griddle. They're probably not going to show this picture after 2 months of consistent use of the range because the kitchen will have grease all over the cabinets and probably won't smell the best. We've all been in those kitchens that were underventilated. They smell like the last few dinners. So use this video for ideas of retrofitting an existing kitchen or hopefully redesigning something better than a downdraft. You can buy downdrafts from 370 to 1500 CFM. Downdrafts are a separate item in back of your cooktop or, heaven forbid, your range. You typically buy them as one piece from 370 to 600 CFM. For downdrafts over 600 CFM, you buy the blowers and intakes, the part that pops up and down separately from the blower. Blowers can be mounted in the cabinet, inline in the duct, or outside your home. I'm not a fan of the inline motor because you need access in case of repair. Now let's look at the 3 most powerful downdrafts. The best couture started you into thinking about placing a downdraft in an island in the first place. They were the first to design downdrafts to be used with a freestanding range and even a pro range by placing the blower in an adjacent cabinet or underneath the range. Both are responsible, by the way, for reasons I'll tell you later. The unit has decent specs, 18-inch max height ostensibly to catch more steam and grease. It's made of type 304 steel with anti-vibration guards. Also has a choice of inline, outside, inside blowers up to 1500 CFM. Not that that matters. Thermador is second with 1300 CFM with their separate outside motor. They were the first to produce a downdraft. It rises 14 inches to cover your pots and pans. Here's the only downdraft with a recirculating option to make an ineffective product even less effective if that's possible. You could choose from 5 options of remote, inline, or integrated blowers. It has a silent drive system with 3 power levels. It offers a full range of ventilation. $84.99 for a 1200 CFM downdraft. This could be my least favorite appliance sold. You take an ineffective ventilator, import it from Italy so it's good looking. Maybe people are forgetting that it's hidden 90% of the time. No, by the way, it's $84.99 plus another $1,000 for a blower. Now let me tell you why none of these will work. First, to understand why downdrafts are last choice replacements only, let me show you the ventilation basics. Ventilation is divided into equal parts. CFM stands for cubic feet per minute. Literally, how many cubes of air flow through the vent in 1 minute? Downdrafts can vent quite a bit at 1500. That is literally 1 small room of air per minute every minute. Smoke is not expelled immediately after reaching a vent. It is captured, then vented. It's why you see huge hoods in the middle of restaurant kitchens. Capture is best defined by the height, width, and depth of your hood. Downdrafts have 0 capture area and will not be effective for higher output cooking or even for most types of cooking. The best ducting follows gravity, where the smoke is naturally headed, so straight up is best. Short horizontal runs, straight back, are okay as well. Downdrafts, however, direct the smoke down against gravity and then transition with an elbow, reducing static flow even further. Most downdrafts have longer runs as well, even furthering a bad design. Duct size is more of an issue years ago when contractors were using 4-inch dryer ducting. Typically 8 to 10-inch rounds are adequate for any vent. So you now know downdrafts will be a challenge, especially if you wok, grill, griddle, or fry. They work better with induction or electric cooktops that emit less heat, or better yet, if you don't use it and eat out a lot. Overhead hoods have the proper capture area and can be placed over a pro range and range top. You do not want to vent the long way, but an overhead hood is way better than a downdraft because it captures air and is directing the heat up where it is naturally going. Island hoods used to be designed poorly when I started at Yale back in 1986. The Europeans changed that. Best, Zephyr, and Faber manufacture beautiful hoods in a number of different sizes. You can even design your own. Just buy a liner, controls, and blowers. If it sounds hard, it's really not. These downdrafts all promote themselves as splash guards for grease. If you cook, especially high volume cooking, grease will splatter everywhere. Is that entertaining? Maybe so, but probably not. From a kitchen design standpoint, you should follow a classic tenet. Never be one step from the most used appliances in your kitchen, namely your sink, dishwasher, and range top. We used to call it the kitchen triangle. With that in mind, the best appliance to place in your island is your sink, not your cooking. Use it the most. Seriously, you can even place an entertainment sink like a galley in the middle and have every possible accessory to entertain. Downdrafts seem like a good idea, but they're really the byproducts of poorly designed kitchens or last resort options only, like a replacement. Stoves should be against the wall with shorter runs to maximize the effectiveness of your vent. If you have to place your cooking in the middle, consider an overhead vent with good CFM or better capture. You could also consider another design with a sink in the middle. I have mine in the middle, by the way. However, your key takeaway is high CFM downdrafts will not help venting if you really like to cook. Finding out about makeup air codes is tough when discovered after the fact during inspection. So download our ventilation buying guide and learn the basics and issues of every type of ventilation. Almost 1 million people have downloaded, read, and learned from the Yale Guide. Thanks for watching.